Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is David, aka Kindred, and we have started a TCG business and a YouTube channel, and we are trying to grow both of them from the ground up. If that is content you enjoy watching, someone growing something from scratch into something more, then please drop a like and subscribe. I try to put out content as often as possible. I know it's been about 3 days, I think, since I put out a video. My wife had a couple of days off, so I spent time with her and didn't really work on the business as much as I normally would on her days off. And this video today is coming kind of late. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put out a video. I'm gonna be honest. It's not got anything to do with the fact that I'm not enjoying putting out content here on YouTube. I'm just really frustrated because of some stuff that's happening, and we're going to talk about it. And we're also going to go over everything that we've sold in the last, what, 3 days, 4 days since our last video. But yeah, so I don't even know where to start. I've had this stuff kind of happening on eBay a lot, especially since, the beginning. I think I started my eBay account like at the beginning of May and did a handful of orders, had no issues, and then just randomly they restricted my account for whatever reason, because there was an order that was late and hadn't delivered, and I'm like, okay, I don't understand. They're like, we just want to make sure that you're sending what you say you're sending and that you're trustworthy because you're a new seller and all this, and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I ended up waiting like a week and a half, I think, and that order never showed up, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, I was taught the guy was really nice that the order hadn't showed up to. The customer was really nice, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna refund you the order. It was like a $12 card, which at the time was I'm pretty sure was my biggest order by far. Um, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna refund this to you. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I have no idea what's going on at the post office. It was showing that it had moved. It was showing that it was en route, but it had been showing that for a long time. So I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna refund it. If it shows up, great. I hope you enjoy the card, and I'm sorry that it took so long. So I did that, and it instantly unlocked my account again. So I was like, okay, well at least I got my account back. Well, then like a week later, or not even a week later, it was like 3 or 4 days later, the card actually ends up showing up, and it says delivered. And eBay's like, okay, well we appreciate that you refunded the guy, and we're going to go ahead and give you the money for the card because it did show up. So I'm like, okay, great, cool, thanks. They did that automatically. It was fine. I was like, all right, this is cool. Um, so it went from like a not great um, experience to an okay one. I was like, all right, well, that's cool. Um, then some time goes by, and I ended up posting a lot of cards one weekend. Like it was shortly after I'd gotten card uploader, and I had a bunch of vintage cards from my childhood, and I posted them all up along with some other really good cards. And over the course of like I don't know 6 to 8 hours, I ended up popping like 20 something orders. And of course, this is probably my fault, even though I don't agree with it. Still, it's probably my fault, but it happened on a Friday night, and I didn't take the time to fill any of the orders, and then by Saturday night, it was up to like 25 orders or whatever, and then all of a sudden, my account gets restricted. I'm like, "Wait, what? What's going on here?" And then I contact eBay and everything, and more or less what I can gather from it and boils down to is the fact that I had such an influx of orders, and they wanted to see if I could fulfill that much volume, because I was still a new seller and everything. You're a new seller for like 90 days after your first order or whatever it is. Um, so I was like, really? I'm like, man, this sucks, man. Like, it's hard to grow a business when you constantly keep getting your account restricted. But I was like, fine, whatever. What am I gonna do, right? So I shipped all the orders. Um, Ended up taking about 2 weeks. By the 2 week mark, not every one of them was showing delivered. However, they were all delivered. Just the post office. obviously they miss scans. Whether it's, sorry guys, I have something in my eye and I don't know what's going on. Um, Trying to shoot this in one take and complete raw, so you guys can just catch my reactions raw. But um, but not all of the orders were showing delivered because the post office had missed scans. They didn't scan them when they delivered them. They a lot of times will miss scans like en route. Like a lot of times it'll show it like at the first destination point, but that card's probably thousands of miles away or whatever. It might even be in the town where the next where it needs to go. But USPS didn't scan it. They're pretty bad about that. I don't know if it's just the manual or if it like people manually missing scans or if it's the machines going so fast that they miss scans. It's probably both. But anyways, so then I'm talking to eBay. I'm like, hey, these orders have delivered. Like there's a and like a couple of the orders weren't showing delivered, but I had already gotten feedback from customers saying that they had received the cards and that they liked the cards and everything. Now, mind you, through all of this, I have never had a single negative feedback, never had a single issue, I've never had a single item not received other than that first one. So this whole time, like, I think I had like 70 orders at the time, like altogether that had completed, and they still restricted my account, which is fine, whatever. I mean, what am I gonna do, right? But so then this time support was great. Like the guy, I could understand him. Like no offense to anyone who's like foreign or has an accent and everything. It's hard. Sometimes it's just hard to understand you. I mean no disrespect, but it really is. Sometimes it's just hard to understand. Sometimes what you're trying to say, especially over a phone. Maybe in person it would be better. But this guy was he was fine. He was great. I could understand him, and he was really helping me out. I was like, okay. He's like, honestly, what you could do, because there were four orders, three or four orders that were not showing delivered, but I knew that they were delivered because it was showing them in the town. Like the last scan was in the town or at the closest hub to wherever the person lived. And it was saying that it was going to be delivered next day or yada, yada, yada. Well, that day had already come and passed and it had never gotten scanned that it was delivered. So he's like, what you can do, and probably the best thing to do is to contact the customer and see if they will leave you a feedback saying that they received the item. If they do that, the system will complete it on the back end and you'll be good to go and you'll get your account back and it'll be unrestricted and everything. I'm like, what the heck? So now I feel like I have to go groveling to my customer to be like, please, please, please leave me a feedback and tell me that you got the card so that way I can get my account back and continue to run my business. So I did that. Fortunately, all the customers were really nice and they did all receive the cards and they left me the feedbacks and I got my account back. So I was like, all right. Now, mind you, both of these times they said this was going to be a one-time thing. We're only going to restrict your accounts this one time because you're for each of these instances because you're a new seller and we want to make sure that you're legit because we want to protect our buyers. I get that. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, so I should be good now for a while. Like I shouldn't have any more issues. Like I can't think of any other issues that I would possibly have or any reason for you to do anything else to my account. Like, and then I checked yesterday and I called support, but I checked yesterday and now all of my orders since like the 10th that have even all of these orders now mind you, most of these orders aside from the orders that I've sent out maybe in the last 3 or 4 days, they are all delivered. Every single one of them is delivered. Some of them I've even got feedback on. And but eBay has made it now where I am not going to get paid for these orders for a month. Like I will not get the money from each one of these orders for a month after it's been delivered. For whatever reason, it's another one of these like safety things. I It's what is all I could gather from eBay support. And so like I can't even really use money to grow my business because I'm not going to get that money for a month. And like these are some of my biggest orders. Like these had my bulk lots in it. This had that $130 card that I Naruto card that I sold. Like all of this money is just locked for a month. Like I'm not gonna get this money till the middle of next month. Now, granted, I know like as far as timing goes, it could have happened at a worse time. Honestly, it happening now is kind of okay. Because I'm actually about to leave out and start traveling for work. So I leave out like the day before the first, so the 30th, 31st, whatever it is, to go to my next poker dealing event. If you don't know, I'm a traveling poker dealer, so I travel all across the country and deal poker tournaments. And my next event is on the first, down in Coushatta in Louisiana. So I'll be going down there, and then I have another event like the second 2 weeks of September, and then I have another event that's like 1 week, and it's like the first second week of October, and then after that I'll be home, and I'm going to be solely working on this business, maybe getting a seasonal job, just to fill in a little bit of time and maybe have a small little bit of income, but um. So it could have happened at a worse time. Like I'm about to probably essentially shut down the business for a month, month and a half, and so it could have happened at a worse time. But the fact that it did happen, and it's just like, and the most frustrating thing was, is like I was trying to talk to support, trying to get like an answer and everything, and they really wouldn't give me anything. Like it's like they're reading from a script, reading from a book, and I hate that. Like, and that's been my experience for every time dealing with eBay support, other than one time. One time it was good. And every other time it's like they're reading from a script. They have no desire to help you. And don't let me even get started on the live chat. Now, granted, every one of these times I've had to have people call me. And the reason being is because I've done live chat like 4 times. Okay. And all 4 times my issue doesn't get resolved. The person seems very rude and like doesn't even want to bother like taking the time to help me, and they will send me a message or response, and every single time I'll be like typing the response. Like, granted, I have the box up, like I literally see the response and I instantly start typing. If you don't respond in like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, they snap leave you. They're like, okay, well, I guess you're not here, so bye. That happened 4 times doing live chat. Like, I don't know what's going on with eBay customer support, but it is absolutely atrocious. Like, a company that big, like, I understand they probably get all kinds of claims, all kinds of people that try to talk to them, and I get it. It probably gets old and frustrating, but like, that's part of your job. And I mean, you just kind of got to deal with it. You kind of got to get over it. Trust me, I've been in the customer service business pretty much all of my life. Like, I get it, but at a certain point, you got to become numb to it and just treat everybody with the same level of respect and that they deserve. Like, from my experience, like even ones that are like super frustrated and super mad, like if you treat them with respect and you don't escalate the situation and you just kind of listen to them, hear them out, and then kind of slowly diffuse the situation, for in my experience, it's always worked out, and it's always better that way. Like, ugh. But yeah, sorry, I know this is a huge ramble here, but like, so yeah, I don't. I'm very irritated right now with eBay. I've I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I hope that it gets fixed, and I hope like randomly I check in a few days and the money's released. But I'm very certain it's not going to be that way. So pretty much any order that I do, I'm not gonna get paid for a month. Granted, I'm hoping that it's not progressive, because otherwise, then like say an order I do today, I won't get till September 20th. So like I'm hoping that it's just like a one like a one date. So like the first one, which I don't know when that was or when it would come unlock. We'll say it's the 15th of September. Like when we get to that, then it unlocks the rest of them because they're all going to be delivered. They're all going to be, so and it just boggles my mind. It's just like, what? So now I'm running a fucking car dealership here? Like, you get to try it out for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you send it back and get your money back? Like, because that's essentially what I was being told. I'm just like, what? Like, you just want to, if it loses its new car smell, you get to send it back, and like, I don't. I'm sorry, guys. It's just very frustrating. I was really looking forward to getting the money. I ended up buying the rest of the bulk from the guy, and I had to just do it kind of out of our own bank account, out of my own pocket, because I'm not going to get any money from eBay, which really sucked. Really can't be affording to do that until, because I haven't had any work in quite a while, so our money has been really tight. And yeah, that's going to change. Obviously, after I go to my first event here in a week or two, money's never going to be an issue after that. But man, it's just frustrating because like I feel like I'm finally like getting some traction. I feel like I'm finally going in the right direction. Like our numbers are going up. My sales were doing fine. I had somebody who had a bunch of bulk and I was buying it from him and it was good bulk because he was a vendor. So like he was just looking for like super big hits. So like all of playable trainers, like I literally got about the rest of his bulk yesterday. It was 150 bucks for roughly about 10,000 cards. Granted, I ended up roughly counting it, and it wasn't 10,000 cards. It was probably about 8,000 cards, but it's fine. I don't care. Whatever. Um, but I literally have an entire 4 row box full of playable trainers and Pokemon that can get listed on TCG Player that will sell. Right now on TCG Player, I have about 400 or 500 cards listed. I listed all of the lightly played and moderately played that I had listed before, and then I listed this like stack from Ascended Heroes of playable trainers and Pokemon. That was like this, and that's essentially all I've really gotten posted. So like I don't have a whole lot on TCG Player, and I'm going to change that. I'm going to try to get as much of it on as I can. I also have an entire box and a row of another box of like reverse hollow and hollows that need to get scanned to see if they're worth going on eBay. Um, so I'm just gonna like fast scan through these. I'm slightly worried about doing it, but I need to do it really fast. The reason why I'm like slightly worried about doing it is because sometimes it feels like my wife's checked them too, and she says she can't see anything. Maybe it's because I'm like literally putting the cards under a microscope, but like scanning the cards and sleeves is what I normally do because I feel like my scanner was always leaving a little bit of a mark, and I have taken every part of this scanner out that would normally mark a card, and I've taped over spots. So maybe I am just being um, a bit too hard on it, but I'm not going to do that this time. This time, some of them are going to be sleeved because they're already sleeved, but most of them are not sleeved, and I'm just going to run them through the scanner because I'm going to run them through the scanner, upload them to Card Uploader, figure out which ones are worth more than 25 cents, and put them on eBay and put them in a stack to go on eBay. Granted, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Like I said, I've only got probably about 8 or 9 more days, and then I'm going to be shutting my stores off until I get back. But I have an entire box to go through, so I'm going to do that like that so I can get through it all very quickly and get it separated. I'm I've roughly got 2 large flat rate boxes full of bulk. So that's about 13,000 cards of non-hollows. And then I'm going to go through all of these hollow and reverse hollows, and we'll probably have a couple thousand hollow reverse hollows, I would imagine. That'll be bulk as well. I'm going to look into seeing if I can find somebody local to buy this bulk, even if they buy it at what I buy it at. That's fine. It's money that I'm getting back that I can sit on and I can add back to the business for when I get back. So I already have some money sitting for the business when I come back. Normally I would bulk lot them because I can usually push it, maybe get 20-25 bucks per thousand rather than the 15 bucks per thousand that I pay for it. But with eBay being the way eBay is right now with me, I would have to wait a month for that. And I'd only have like 8 or 9 days to sell it. So I'm gonna see if I can find somebody local. Right now, I haven't reached out yet because I'm trying to get through it all and see what I'm keeping and see what I'm not keeping. And it's gonna be the same with the TCG player. So I've got to try to get through an entire box of TCG player inventory and an entire box of reverse hollow and hollows. Um, and the TCG player inventory is going to have to get conditioned. Obviously, the eBay one's going to have to get conditioned too, but that can be conditioned after I see which ones I want. I don't want to sit here and condition every card if some of the cards are not even going to be worth making the cut. Essentially, I know every card that I pulled for TCG Player needs to go on TCG Player, but I need to condition them and figure out what condition they're going to get put at. I really don't want to sell less than lightly played. I'm only selling like I had maybe 10 moderately played cards that I put on there just to see if they would sell, and I have sold a couple of them already. but I know which ones are like the super good ones. Like there was a Do Dunsparce I sold. There was the Asaka Ito Dunsparce I sold. Those are both moderately played. So like I know of some that are like really good cards that will still sell even at moderately played. I know there's not a lot, so I really won't try to go lower than lightly played. But we'll see. It's kind of a trial and error thing. I'm gonna see how it goes. But I'm probably going to. I think the quickest method for that TCG player stuff is I'm gonna go through the entire box and set sort it first and get it set sorted. Then I will go through set by set and condition, and then put them on. Because that's how I'm doing my inventory is set sorting, obviously, and then I'll have to zipper the cards in and everything. So probably be better if I go ahead and set it or separate it by set, so that way, as I condition a set and it's done, then I can list it and then stick it in my box and then move on to the next one and go so on and so forth. As far as the eBay stuff goes, I don't really know how much more I'm going to put on eBay. Um, Mostly all of my like really good stuff is already on eBay. I might throw a little like a batch here and a batch there because I've heard that you really it helps with the algorithm or whatever, like your store being showing your store is active because you're still listing cards and things. So I might do like a batch or two a day just to kind of keep my store alive, I guess, if that's even a thing. I also read on Google, which I don't know if Google's accurate or not, but I also had pretty decent amount of, well, decent amount's probably an understatement. It was about 500 Japanese cards that was in all this bulk, but I pulled out like all of these, like all the same type of stuff that I would pull out of like the English stuff, like Night Stretchers, Buddy Poffins, and all that in Japanese that need to get conditioned as well. But according to Google, the stuff still sells and it will sell on TCG Player. I've never sold Japanese on TCG Player, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. But worst come to worst, I can see if it's still gonna sell. According to them, it still sells because there's people that are here in the states that travel, so they buy Japanese cards for traveling and traveling to Japan and playing there, which is cool. Um, but I don't really know. That's gonna be something I'm gonna have to figure out as well. And I think that's pretty much gonna be it. I think that's pretty much I talked about pretty much everything I was gonna talk about. I'm sorry for the long ramble about eBay, but my God, I am so irritated with this, and I don't even know if after this is done, like I hate never knowing if my account's gonna get restricted for some other unknown reason. You know, like I'm technically past the 90-day mark now. I shouldn't be a new seller anymore. I've check marked all of the boxes to not be a new seller. I don't know how many orders now on eBay that I've completed, like 180 orders or something like that. So no, it's not a lot, but it's pretty decent for me. And I've got no negative feedback. I've got no negative remarks. I only had the one card that didn't show up on time that eventually did show up. And yeah, so and according to their rating system, I think it's supposed to happen today. But according to that, I'm going to be a top rated seller. Apparently, that doesn't mean anything either. I don't know. It's probably this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion. 'Cause I know eBay is a great platform and everything, but I have not enjoyed my experience on eBay, and the service sucks as far as customer support and just all of these like hoops you got to jump through to be as a new seller and everything, and like none of this stuff gets told to you at the beginning. You don't get told any of this. It just randomly happens, and that's just not right. Now my money's being held hostage for a month. Like eBay's just holding on to my money for a month. I can't do anything about it. I can't touch it. If I was in a very bad situation, they wouldn't care if I was homeless because of it. Like and it's just it's not right. It's re- I just hate it. So if you're new and you start an eBay business, I hope this kind of stuff doesn't happen to you. I don't know if this happens to anyone else. If anybody out there that watches this video, if this is stuff has happened to you, I'd love to hear about it because I'm really curious if this happens to anybody else or this type of stuff or what your feelings on eBay are. Eh, I understand that it's like the biggest platform and everything, but it has been very, very, very frustrating. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of perks to eBay, but it's been very frustrating. But all right, enough of that. We're gonna go over, I believe, I'm just gonna show the spreadsheet. Not gonna go back through all of the orders and everything, but I'm gonna show the spreadsheet of our orders. I believe you guys saw the 15th, but if you didn't, 15th we had 3 orders on eBay for a total of 570. On the 16th, we had 4 orders for a total of $10.64. On the 17th, we had 5 orders on eBay for a total of $49.65. On the 18th, we had a total of 3 orders. We had 1 order on eBay, which was just a random like reverse hollow card. We ended up making 47 cents on that. Pretty good for just a random reverse hollow card that we probably paid like 4 or 5 cents for. And then we had 2 orders on TCGPlayer for a total of 677. This was the first day that we posted anything on TCGPlayer, so it was nice to get sales on TCGPlayer right away. And then yesterday we had 2 orders, one on eBay, one on TCG. We sold Misty's Vitality from Pitch Black for 19.99. So after shipping and fees, it was 16.19. And then on TCGPlayer, we sold a moderately played Dudunsparce from Temporal Forces. And after shipping and fees, we made it $1.68. So this is all completely accurate. Our total eBay profit now is $726.95. Our total TCG profit is $71.40. Our expenses currently is still $77.97. We haven't had to buy anything else. Our inventory cost is up to $370. We were at $220. We added $150 to this for the bulk that we bought. And so after total profit, total inventory expenses, that leaves us with a total profit of $350.28. Certainly not complaining with that. I would obviously like to keep that number going up, but in reality, this is a business. It really needs to be going down. But we are coming up on me leaving, so probably not gonna be doing too much more, especially since I'm not gonna get access to any of my money from eBay, which is the bulk of the money right now for until next month, which I won't even be here. So, but yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. I got some long days ahead of me. Like I said, we're gonna be blasting through an entire box of reverse hollow and hollows to see which ones are worth to go on eBay. The rest is gonna just get bulk sold. We've got an entire box of cards for TCGPlayer that we're gonna set sort and then condition and then get those listed. Most of my focus is going to be on TCGPlayer to get as many of those listed as I can, because at least I'll get that money in like 2 weeks. Um, but to get as much of that on as possible. The good thing about those cards is a lot of those trainers and everything, they're still going to be viable in a month and a half. So like I'll still be able to sell those in a month and a half. They're still going to be competitive cards. The eBay stuff may be different, but that'll be a bridge we'll cross once we get back. Not really too worried about it. I'm sure it'll all be fine. But yeah, um, sorry for the long rambling video, guys. Like I said, uh, this content's not usually this this dramatic, but I just wanted to kind of get on here and rant a little bit and kind of, you know, talk about things that were going through my head and just get it out in the open. But like I said, like I've said many a times, this is mainly just for me to document my journey. Um, Obviously, I would absolutely love for anyone out there watching to tag along. And, if you have any tips, tricks, I'm not by any means an expert. I'm still learning. If you've had any issues yourself, by all means, I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, so I hope you all are having a great and blessed day. And thank you all for watching. This is content that you would enjoy watching. I already have some other videos posted in this playlist. Feel free to go watch them. I know my content's not the super best, but I'm going to work on that. I promise. I'm going to get a mic for better sound quality. I'm planning to probably end up getting a desktop as I'm streaming on a laptop right now, and yeah, just some other things to improve the stream or stream to improve the YouTube channel. And then obviously we're going to be trying to make some gains on the business. My next big purchase for the business is I want to get the good scanner, the Ricoh FI 8170, I think it is. I know that's like a $700-800 scanner. That probably won't happen until I get back at some point, but I'd like to get that. That's probably going to be our next main big purchase. And yeah, so if this is content you enjoy, I'd appreciate any comments, any likes. Feel free to subscribe. I do try to put out content as often as possible. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing day and hope to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.